Good evening, and welcome to What the Show. I'm your host, Zion Quinn. From now on, we will focus on deconstructing and making sense of the weird, wacky world of television programming. In this exploration, our production crew will attempt to recreate the various kinds of TV shows that we have grown to know and love. The mission? To see if we can deepen our understanding by seeing just what it takes to make a few of the many differing styles of programming occupying the airwaves in our little pocket stair squares. Game shows, sitcoms, dramas, or talking head news shows, nothing is off the table, nothing is safe. So, some of you might be wondering, well, who are you? And why are you here? And well, this is a show, and some shows have hosts, and this show is one of those shows. And often, shows are hosted by random guys that you don't know, and I am a random guy that you don't know. So, I'm pretty qualified to be here. And if you need any more reassurance, I urge you to remember that Bill O'Reilly and Chelsea Handler have shows, and that somehow Rob Dyrdek and Tucker Carlson still have shows. But I digress. Sitcoms influence our perceptions of daily life issues and narratives. Commercials encourage and manipulate our consumption habits. News shows inform and direct our understanding of current events. As Marshall McLuhan said, the medium is the message, and with the vastness of sub-mediums and genres that make up the grand scope of television, it's crucial that we understand how the packaging of these messages influences us in different ways. With that said, it's also important to highlight just how valuable of a tool television can be. Experiencing the world and its people and its many subcultures can be extremely inaccessible, but sitcoms, game shows, dramas, and even commercials can at least give us the smallest bite and insight into what we need to see to somewhat understand our relationship with society. Humans are narrative-based creatures, and we tend to have better results at understanding and deeply internalizing information when it's filtered through storytelling. This week, to keep it light and to leave your hungry little eyeballs craving more, we have the great pleasure of doing our first deep dive into a beloved television staple, sitcoms. Now, we can't talk about sitcoms without discussing comedy, because comedy is really the entire foundation that sitcoms stand on. A good sitcom is built around picking apart and making fun of just how ridiculous human existence is, and comedy is the EpiPen that relieves us from how bad people can suck sometimes. Alright, I'll let you in on a little conspiracy. The Alphabet Media Network bureaucrats at the ABCs, the NBCs, the CBSs, and the FOXs told the performers when y'all were supposed to laugh. It's all staged. There is no free will. That is what sitcoms are all about. They're a thesis statement of catharsis. A catharsis, if you will. Let's take a look behind the scenes of how laugh tracks were inserted and whether they worked or not.
In the trade, it's known as laugh sweetening, and this man, Carol Pratt, is known as the Sultan of Sweet. He's the best in the business, and that box he's wheeling around is his fortune. Inside Carol's laugh machine are 10 tape players containing gasps, guffaws, chuckles, applause, the works. On top of the console are 40 buttons that Carol plays like a virtuoso conductor. Watch him warm up for a sweetening session on the sitcom Webster. Once he's hooked up and his laugh orchestra tuned, Pratt and Webster producer Bruce Johnson watched the show scene by scene as it was recorded with the natural studio laughter.
Well, I'd say it turned out pretty well. Sitcom's style of narrative isn't far from theater, to include the audience's presence in the action, and laugh tracks are just another theatrical prop for doing so. That's why situational comedies won't stop ever thinking about us. They're designed to connect us, the viewers, to what's inside the screen. But hey, canned laughter sitcoms aren't your thing, so you have options. Single camera shows like 30 Rock, The Office, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Californication are proof that comedy can sometimes still be funny. The king and the plebeian could laugh at the same thing. They are more than silly jokes. Some of them come from the deepest and darkest moments in our lives, like anxiety or loss. Friends is a perfect example of highlighting how important a live audience and canned laughter can be to sitcoms. As an ode to Friends and its form, we decided to give our own recreation a shot. Let's take a look and see how it goes.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, week, a month,
Hey.
Hey, Fibs, if you feel sick, you shouldn't be here. Just go home and stay in bed.
Yeah, but I'm unemployed, and music is all I have right now. Well, music and making my old shoes look pretty, huh?
Damn.
Just before I start, I just want you to know that I have a cold, so if I sneeze in the middle of the song, it's not on purpose. Oh, except for the last verse of Pepper People. Smelly God, what are they feeding you? Oh, these two sound good. Smelly God, it's Gunther, be a good little boy and bring me a whiskey.
Look, Rach, I honestly didn't think there was a relationship to jeopardize because I really thought we had broken up.
Ross, we were on a break.
But for all I could have known, that it could have lasted forever. I mean, that to me, that's a breakup.
Stop yelling at each other.
Joey, why is Ross even yelling at Rachel if he's the one who's left with someone else? That is so unreasonable. Oh, actually, I understand what he means. Oh. Hey, Carol, hold on for a second. We just found out that Ross is left with someone else.
Look, we were on a break. I mean, yeah, I did sleep with someone, but you know what? You're not one to talk, Carol. Look, do you really want me to take full responsibility for this whole thing that went wrong in our relationship? All right, Phoebes, the cab is here.
Let's get out of here.
You are welcome.
Oh, sorry, are you talking to me or sleeping with someone else?
We're on a break.
Just do me a favor and put that on your answer machine.
Just to be clear, you guys were totally on a break.
Who's that guy?
Please, Rachel, don't go, okay? Maybe we weren't broken up, but maybe it was my fault.
Okay, Ross, it's you and me, okay? Just us. I just wish we wouldn't have lost those 4 months.
This is it. Unless you know, we're on a break.
Come on, don't make jokes now.
This is it? You call this a fight? Come on, guys, go back to the break. God, what happened with you two?
Now, to highlight the relationship between canned laughter and sitcoms, we're going to take a look at a fragment of Friends without any use of canned laughter.
Ross, may I have a word with you?
Oh, of course, Donald.
We've been getting reports of some very angry behavior on your part.
What?
Threatening letters, refusal to meet deadlines. Apparently, people now call you mental.
Yeah.
We want you to speak to a psychiatrist.
You don't understand. Ugh, this is so silly. This is all just because of a sandwich.
A sandwich?
Yeah, you see, my sister makes these amazing turkey sandwiches. Her secret is she puts an extra slice of gravy-soaked bread in the middle. I call it the moist maker. I put my sandwich in the fridge over here. And
I'm sorry. I believe I ate that.
you ate my sandwich?
It was a simple mistake. It could happen to anyone.
Oh, really? Did you confuse it with your own turkey sandwich with a moist maker? Do you perhaps remember seeing a note on top of it?
There may have been a joke or limerick of some kind.
That said, it was my sandwich.
Now calm down. Come look in my office. Some of it may still be in the trash.
What?
Well, it was quite large. I had to throw most of it away.
You threw my sandwich away. My sandwich? My sandwich?
Well, we all agree in that case that laugh tracks are a must. The act of getting them into the plot line is a very carefully thought mechanism. However, it is actually an exclusively American mechanism. Countries like Canada or Mexico passed on them, and in a lot of ways, separation was a key element to start moving sitcoms towards a different direction. What we see watched reflects the power that canned laughter holds. It helps create rhythm and gets people's attention, and also gives consistency while lighting up the mood. However, the rise of cringe comedy shows like The Office and Arrested Development give some space to jump into silent studios and in-home laughs. All this said, let's jump into something more serious, more real, more...
Where are we? I thought today was pitch day.
It is, but here's what's going to happen. I am going to have to fix you, manage you two on a more personal level. Jim, what's that called?
Micromanagement?
Boom, yes. Now, so Jim is going to be the producer. Dwight, you're going to have to sell our program without being hostile, difficult, or aggressive. Let's go.
All right. Ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is Dwight Schrute from Dunder Mifflin Screenwriters Company.
Wow, that's great because NBC is looking for some fresh content.
Ask him his name.
What is your name, sir?
I am Steve Burke Buttlicker.
Really? That's your real name?
How dare you? My family built this entire American multinational mass media and entertainment conglomerate corporation, by the way.
Be respectful, Dwight.
Yes, Michael.
Would you hold on for 1 second? That's my other line.
Yes, I do have to poop.
I'm sorry. That was a family emergency.
Oh no, what's wrong?
You know what? That is private.
Boundaries, Dwight. Come on.
Sorry. Mr. Budlicker, as I was saying, we have this marvelous script. It is a mock
Sorry,
documentary.
you're going to have to speak up a little bit louder. I'm hard of hearing.
He's heard of... He's old. Let's go.
Okay, as I was saying, our lower
You're
division
going to have to speak louder.
Okay, our lower division
Son,
of...
louder.
Lower
Much
division
louder.
of writers...
Louder.
Budlicker! Our lower screenwriting team just finished a wonderful script.
Stop it! Stop it! You never yell at the client! You never yell at the client! Give me the phone!
Sorry, Mr. Budlicker. Please give me another chance. You know what? I'm gonna put you on with my boss.
Hello, this is Michael Scott, director of the show. How may I help you?
Michael, I like the sound of your voice. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy your pitch today. But there is one condition, Michael.
Yes.
You have to fire the salesman that treated me so terribly.
Don't do it, Michael.
It's $1 million deal.
And now it's time to move on to our history review. For tonight's episode, Vijit, professor of sociology and history with the specialization in television studies, will be joining us. Good evening, Vijit, and thank you for honoring us with your presence.
Good evening, Zion, and good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for allowing me to be with you during this wonderful program, and especially in your first episode.
So, as you may have noticed, throughout the program we have been talking about sitcoms, and how they taught us to realize what's important in our day-to-day lives. From sitcoms recorded in studios with live audience to single-camera aesthetics, all forms are valid to a valid approach to this genre. But what really is a sitcom?
Sitcoms, or situation comedies, involve a continuing cast of characters in a succession of episodes. That's why each episode has its plot. But all these episodes combined together lead the audience to a larger theme throughout the whole season. However, I believe that the core of sitcoms doesn't only rely on the technical aspects or their structure. Rather, it is the content, the message, and how the audience feels when watching it. In the end, throughout the episode, we are playing with sensations and emotions. stimulus and reaction.
So that makes sense. Only a few people, except for critics, really seem to care about whether excessive use of can lap is used or if the camera access generated any confusion.
The secret formula for sitcoms is that the technique doesn't confuse or take the viewer away from the action. That is the reason why the scenarios are always the same, as well as the characters. The goal is to make it easy to understand, plus establishing a sense of family between those who are off-screen and those who stay on-screen.
So based on what you say, it makes sense why we never get to see any large sets or remote locations in these kinds of shows. Because if the focus is really on the characters, the main goal will be to create attention-grabbing interpersonal plots, right?
Yes, although more than drawing attention towards it, it is more like dailiness. Human reactions, far from unbelievable or inexplicable situations. The plots navigate around the very human conflicts of everyone's life.
So it makes sense then that according to each decade in which these television series were broadcasted, that they may take one path or another to make this interpersonal relationship, right?
Indeed. As you may have noticed, most of them have a number of common aspects, but the content or the scope of the conflict, as well as the topics they deal with, may vary. For example, the dynamics of Friends and New Girl may be similar, but the approach to certain topics such as sexuality is very different. In Friends, it is a topic that is very much overlooked. The jokes do not go in that direction. However, in the case of New Girl, it's much more common. The reason they are filmed in the context of a more prepared or open society regarding this topic.
So we could say that sitcoms wait for society to become ready to joke about certain topics.
Kind of. Yes. Sitcoms can be conceived as the result of a matured humor that is taken in one direction or another. Basically, they portray the society of the moment, and that's what hooks people.
That's right, because when you see your life on screen, you feel flattered and included at the same time. It makes you feel like your life is worthy of being fictionalized, and at the same time, your life becomes a parody as well, so the feeling of importance is much lighter. That is why from time to time, everyone gets to see at least one sitcom episode play out in their day-to-day lives. Okay, I think I made it very clear. Now let's go back and explore the top 10 TV shows according to our audience.
News for you, Ralph. You and Norton and some of the men in this building can learn an awful lot of things from...
Your blood pressure is 170 over 98.
I'll tell you instantly how many letters there are in any sentence you say.
66.
Have you guys seen Hitler?
I stink! I can't play! Maybe you'll need this.
I just prefer you not do it on the show anymore, okay?
Yo, man, passing a little old biscuit. Can I slug a school tomorrow? Got a pain in me gulliver.
I'm living in a...
All you do is take a tablespoonful after every meal.
So far, the secret formula for all these shows hasn't been quite revealed yet.
It doesn't matter, as long as they don't stop producing them.
You're right again. Thank you so much for coming here, and we'll see you in future episodes to come, revisiting the theoretical aspects of the best genres made on TV.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
To close out this week's program, I wanted to share with you all a letter from one of our viewers. Hello, my name is Jacqueline, and I'm writing to you hoping that I will have the chance to share what sitcoms have meant to me. Sitcoms always take me back home, to those times when my whole family gathered together and spent the night watching one of our favorite episodes. The simple act of lying on the couch, forgetting my day or plans to come, and being surrounded by my people would bring me joy. The episode itself was awesome, but it was the environment that really created the experience and made it special. It was our ritual and reason to be united. There was always a character or situation that I found close to my daily life experiences, which sometimes made me feel much less stupid or ashamed. Over time, when I moved out and had no one to share those memories with, it didn't seem like such a problem because I was able to disconnect from the real world. I was paying attention to my new reinterpretation of life with much less drama, and that's way funnier. All of my worries, for a tiny moment, were blown away. Hope for future generations to get the chance to experience some of the situations similar to mine, because sitcoms bring people together and our screens can be shared. A lonely binge watch might be satisfactory, but just as the laugh track used to work, there's nothing greater than laughing at something you like with the people that you love. And that's all for today, folks. Thank you for joining in and watching. Don't forget to tune in next week. Good night.